Hello and welcome to another daily casted match of Age of Empires 4. I'm Paragon RG, and I think I have a nice little treat for you here. We have Hera in the blue, the Canadian playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the north of the map. And in the south is a player named Twitch. Twitch is not a player I am familiar with. It could be someone's main account. It could be a good player's secondary account. It's a little bit difficult to know, but they are playing as the Mongols. And the map is Hill and Dale. So HRE should be decent on this map. They are a pretty good booming civ. They're the kind of civ that can get to Imperial Age, throw up the Palace of Swabia, get a rampaging economy that you can do nothing about, and then basically push out. Now, I don't know that that's what we're going to see, but that is one of the possibilities Hill and Dale provides. Hera has, I feel like his map's a little bit odd. It's actually really defensible. There's the one spot here, and the other spots are all the way at the back, whereas it doesn't really feel that way for his opponent. This is probably a bigger gap. There's another gap right near it, and then Hera could also just choose to go around the other way. It's pretty much equidistant. So maybe not the most equal of maps, but probably not too bad. Mongols are really not the greatest on this map anyway. I have definitely seen them do really well with outpost rushes on this map, as they often do. But let's take a look for a minute at this town center setup for Twitch. This is the dream Mongol start. You have that tree line. Who cares if it's forward or back? Because right beside you as well is a gold vein. So no gird needed from the Mongol player. I expect a very fast feudal age out of him. He did place the Ovo. He has almost the gold he needs already, and it's really just getting enough villagers on food to ramp that up. Now, Hera is interesting how much more food he has. What do prelates actually cost? 100 gold. Okay, so that's why he's lower on gold. But so much more food for him. Yeah, I find that interesting. I'm assuming it's just the prelate and the fact that because the prelate provides that 40% resource gather rate bonus to villagers, and because the villagers are on sheep, they could drop off so easily by the town center that it probably amounts to something like a 37%, total bonus. Whereas, for example, this villager has to walk back and forth to the lumber camp, and it makes a difference, right? Some people estimate it's actually closer on average to something like a 25% overall resource bonus. Hera now clicking up with the Aachen Chapel. It isn't going to make it to that gold, but he's got his tree line and at least his town center with the sheep. And we will see no mill yet from him, but we're going to have to see if he goes the professional scouts route. I guess he might, given that the Aachen Chapel wasn't, like here. He didn't try to get the gold under it, so I'm assuming he may try to get more resources. Oh, also there's all the deer here. It's actually a very nice place, so he can actually opt to mill right here even, and then the collection of the deer meat should be pretty good. His opponent also going up with 2 feudal age and going up with the deer stones. 6 villagers for him versus the 3 for Hera, so it will be a faster feudal age for the red player. Still no gird needed from him, and this will be a bumping economy. Keep in mind that all of his villagers will get a 15% bonus, so it's like getting sudden wheelbarrow for all of his villagers. Ovo at the back, just kicking. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on the stone count of Twitch and see what he chooses to spend his stone on. With Mongol players, we've often seen more of a Dark Age push, basically perturb your opponent and then get to feudal age in your own time. Okay, so archery range coming out now. So I'm guessing we're going to see double archer production from him. So the question is, will Hera... Hera's running through that with a scout. Wouldn't be surprised to see some walls come down from him, just to slow down his opponent from getting to his base. The more you can delay having to make military, obviously the better off you are going to be. And it's possible Hera wants a fast castle and to get some relics and so on. Looks like he's actually going for a stable. So presumably horsemen coming out to counter any archers that come out from his opponent. Blacksmith also coming out from the Mongol player. Okay. So probably siege engineering, and then maybe even improved siege engineering. Though I don't see a reason to do improved until you hit, or at least get closer to the castle age. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of stone you could have spent on something else. 175 stone. That could be, I guess, 2+ archers. Another archery range coming out from him now as well. We do see walls coming out from Hera now. But he will have some trouble getting this down. And 2 scouts coming out now. Okay, so that stable is actually for scouts. Is that right? Yeah, so that's a misread from me. Scouts, presumably for the professional scouts, and that upgrade is now coming in. So Hera will be bringing back deer carcasses to here, and then he will still have the deer right beside the Aachen Chapel as well. So this should be a pretty efficient build from Hera. These scouts driving off that con just enough to allow the villager here to get up this wall. So these archers, I do not think are going to get much damage in at all. In fact, we now see a wall coming down back here as well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the third one from Hera when he gets a chance, just to call it a day on the defensive front. Archers, of course, are effectively useless at getting through wall. They don't have torches, they just shoot their arrows. So, you know, wall is a pretty darn hard counter to archers. And in fact, his opponent still doesn't have a barracks, doesn't have a stable. Barracks coming up now. Twitch perhaps realizing the need to add spearmen such that he can burn through his opponent's wall. So we'll have to see. But yeah, double produced spearmen, a strong possibility. And he did get regular siege engineering. It looks like not the improved, so I think that is the smart call. And do we see double spearmen being produced? Okay, so still just ranged upgrade for those archers. And I guess, you know what, the fact he does have siege engineering, so those archers will be able to start building a ram, which he may do as close. There it goes. Okay, so ram coming down right near the front of Hera's base. This will pretty easily get through that wall. But keep in mind, this wall was not a huge investment. One villager had to take the time, yes, to walk out, to actually build it. And each of these wall segments taking 5 wood, maybe plus the 15 for the initial one. But really not a big investment from Hera, and he is just having a good time. He actually left that wall, left this unwalled up here, just to make it a little easier for his scouts to get in and out. And it looks like he grabbed the final deer carcass from this area. And so there are 2 areas left here, plus of course the ones right here, which he's actually grabbing as well. Bringing them right by the town center. So, ramp coming in now from Twitch, right on the front of Hera's base. Archers tickling that front wall. 200 damage coming in from this ram. We'll make short work of the wall. But you will notice it's still going to take about 20 seconds to get through that wall. And 20 seconds does count at this level. Hera, whether or not he expected a ram, now has the time to... looks like he's throwing up a market, plus 2 more stables. So we're going to see a whole bunch of horsemen out of him. Maybe even more scouts if he just needs the shield. And he's getting ranged armor as well. So every delay here counts. Wall finally goes down. I love that it blows down a whole section of the wall. It's a nice touch in this game. Second ram coming out as well. 2 spearmen now out. Let's take a look quickly before the action heats up too much here. Looks like Hera has actually clicked up to the castle age, and Twitch is nowhere near doing that. So the question is, can Hera hold off this attack? He actually uses emergency repairs, maybe a little bit early here. But you'll see the ram is accomplishing absolutely nothing. We'll move on to the House of Hera, and should be able to use, yeah, you see the countdown, the cooldown is active, and so he can't use it on any building. That will have generated him some resources. Let's actually switch over to our Mongol player. It's nice to see those resources pop up. There you go, 50 food, 50 gold. That all adds up, right? It's worth going around and knocking out as many small buildings as you can. If your opponent has a bunch of farms, take them out. get all of those free resources. Working away at the stable of Hera. So again, I like this a lot. A lot of players go right for that town center. But it has 7,000 hit points. It takes so long to take out. The chances of Hera not driving you back are actually pretty low. Hera manually targeting the archers of his opponent. I didn't see the resources there, but I think that was burning briefly. So that's actually, this is going to be even more resources for Twitch because he will have burned this building twice once he does so. Villager's going to pop in the town center again. We'll probably see him manually target this thing. There it goes. Taking out an archer. Needs to keep active on that, though. Looks like he pops back out the villagers. Just trying to keep them as active as possible, which is the right call. The Regnitz Cathedral did go up for Hera. He's set up on the back here. There's already a prelate as well, which I really, really like. So those workers on the gold mine will be very, very effective. Okay, yeah. More resources for his opponent. Looks like knights now. So not horsemen at all, but basically putting up triple stables so he can get to knights in the castle age. Does he have any hidden units? I didn't catch this at all. Hera picking off the reinforcements of Twitch. Really nice play. Built a handful of horsemen exactly for that purpose. This is the kind of thing the best players do. Now he will not feel safe in this whole area. Now, some spearmen coming out here. They can easily take out these horsemen if they turn around in time. But he's now costing his opponent more APM. His attention is having to wander between a bunch of different tasks. And overall, he just feels less safe supporting his attacking force. Horsemen coming forward now, causing more problems. So 2 rams still up. One is almost destroyed, but a 3rd ram is coming in preemptively. Make sure he has at least 2 rams on the field. More resources for Twitch as he burnt. I didn't actually see the resources pop up there, so I'm not sure if they've added some rule where you can't get resources from a building twice, but I don't think that was originally the case. That ram being taken down by Hera's horsemen and knights, villagers popping out as well. Just get one nice hit on that ram with all of their torches. So that's just one more ram that's almost destroyed. Another one down. This attack is not looking so hot. And Hera's going to target down all of these spearmen with his town center and all those villagers in it. These spearmen are going to go down. Yes, they will take out some cavalry. There are now knights in on the attacking force of his opponent. And yes, he will probably kill some or all of these knights, but look how far he's driving back this force. Taking out the spearmen. His whole attack is on hold here. And remember, Hera is still an age up. So he is doing A-okay in this position. Let's take a look at his Regnitz Cathedral. Hasn't had the chance to pick up any relics, which is credit to his opponent. So this is one way to prevent, when you feel hopeless because the HRE opponent always seems to get to Castle Age and get 3 relics in here, generating 900 gold per minute. This is one way to prevent it. You put on so much pressure with archers, for example, that you could snipe any prelates, and it makes it pretty darn hard for your opponent to get those relics. Hera headed out now to do so, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more prelates also heading out. There's another one, unless he's just heading to the back of Hera's base there. These archers from Twitch have headed all the way home, so definitely tail between his legs here. Not ideal, and he's probably trying to figure out what the next step is. He's saved up a lot of gold, so Castle Age is a possibility. Still needs a ton of food to pull it off, and of course will not be producing anything, really anything at all in the meantime. Villagers have headed forward, so this will be a nice source of food for him in that period. Archers stepping forward to just kill all these deer while they're close to the Gur. I like that. Keep things moving on the economic front. What do we see back here? Yeah, so definitely slowed production overall for his military. You know what? I didn't actually pick up on it, but there are 2 town centers out from Twitch, so that is not bad at all. He's actually ahead by 5 villagers, so that is something this pressure enabled him to do, and to do safely. He's now almost at the food he needs to click up to the next age. That being said, the reason why I'm not a huge fan of this against HRE in this position is because Hera can say, you know what, I know there's no pressure coming out from you for a while. I know you have a limited window to do any damage. Because remember, this thing takes about 5 minutes to pay off. In fact, with Mongols, probably even a little longer because it costs 900 resources instead of 700 total. All wood, of course, for Mongols rather than wood and stone. But that costs, right? And so, in the meantime, Hera can just decide, you know, I'm going to go up to the Imperial Age. I'll get the Palace of Swabia. And all that booming you did, I'm going to erase that in about a minute. I will catch up so quickly in villagers that the advantage you have won't matter. I'll push out from defense and get right back on the attack again. Speaking of the attack, though, Knights from Hera coming right back out. Going to retreat for now. There's enough spearmen here. These spearmen are, in fact, hardened. They are not veteran spearmen. Actually, that makes sense. He's not at age 3 just yet. But Hera will head out for now, and I think he's okay with this. He's seen what his opponent has, that he hasn't built up too many more forces. And this will give Hera the information he needs to decide what to do. Even destroys this wall. Interesting. So that may actually be a sign that Hera is going to go all out on the aggressive here. 2 barracks coming up from him. Do we see any knights being reduced? There should be a way... Oops, sorry about that. Just trying to... I should be able to select all of his military buildings. Can I do that? There we go. So yeah, this is actually one way we can see all of his production at the same time. So you see a couple of men-at-arms. Sorry about that jumping there. Folks, 3 men-at-arms, 2 knights, mangonel. Yeah, this is aggressive. So no Imperial Age for Hera. He's decided, he's seen what his opponent is doing, at least to an extent. He knows that he is, whether it's teching or going for Imperial Age or booming or what. But his opponent has not been making many troops, and Hera is intent on punishing him for that. Yeah, 2-handed weapons. He's going to have pretty beefy infantry, which will be a pretty hard counter to both of these spearmen and archers. So we'll see how Twitch is able to handle that. I wish he was a little more forward on the map, but he's lost all map control here, which has allowed Hera to get the 3 relics he wanted in his Regnitz Cathedral. Does he have any more? May even have more relics. No, the other 2 relics are still on the map. But that's okay. Hera has 900 gold per minute coming in. So he's going to have the gold he needs to get to the Imperial Age either way. He doesn't need to worry about that too much. And let's just keep an eye on what's going on back here. Scout running in from Hera, seeing everything. Absolutely everything. Knows his opponent went up with the step readout. If he didn't see the double TC, he will see it shortly. He'll know exactly what happened. You'll see that pasture economy. Knows his opponent is locked back here. Folks, this is a lot of wood to pull off all of these pastures. 150 wood each. Huge, huge investment. Not needing that investment. It looks like Hera has chosen to go for farms. Now, it makes sense definitely near the Aachen Chapel. Less sense over here when you can still grab, for example, deer out on the map. But the battle has started at the front lines here. Hera's knights running out, and he doesn't look like he has too many more knights than before. They're going to just absolutely clean up these archers. I'm assuming they must have taken out a couple of spearmen along here as well, because oh, look at that. I do not see any spearmen coming out from him. Khan about to go down. Maybe not. Looks like he just barely gets away with the fadeaway snipe on that knight back there. Hera now getting into the villager line of his opponent. 28 villagers stuck inside town centers. Ay. This is not at all looking good for Twitch. He's got 16 more villagers here. Just idle. More villagers running around here. Hera has almost completely, as I mumble and stutter my way through this, almost completely idled his opponent's economy. And here come the mangonels on the wood line of his opponent. Is he going to see it? Hera, fire, run! Okay, doesn't kill any villagers. Sees it just in time. Clever little play from Hera to try to pull that off. Looks like most of the knights getting cleaned up. There's still 2 causing problems. Veteran Mangudai now coming out from his opponent. The problem with Veteran Mangudai is that they're a little difficult to get anything done with them. So They're useful defensively in that you can run around your town centers, just kind of slow down your opponent while they continuously get off shots, but they do so little damage compared to many other units, and they are not that cheap. Let's take a quick look at that. 160 resources total to build a Manga Die. 2/3 that of a knight. So yeah, 3 Manga Die for every 2 knights. Does not feel worth it in the current state of the game. Mangonels firing away, trying to kill a single spearman, don't succeed in doing so, but he's not long for this world. There is a man-at-arm with a big old axe chasing him down, joined now by his friends. Hera starting to take out the deer stones of his opponent. Yeah, Twitch looking pretty rough here. I don't know what he can really do. Next wave from Hera, infantry starting to just file in toward the front of the map. Twitch has moved out to a villager line over here. Does Hera know that? Oh, villagers going down. Big hit for these mangonels. They'll set up again. Ooh, no. Any lead Twitch had in villagers is now gone. Hera at 59, 42 villagers for his opponent. These mangonels are absolutely putting the work in. And you know what? They do pretty well against outposts as well, all things considered. So this is just looking so bad for Twitch. Now, he does have a whole bunch of Manga Die here. He's going to put the work in, run around, kill as many men-at-arms as he can. Of course, every man-at-arms that gets in swings a couple times, does a lot of damage to Manga Die. So really nice mass building up, but oh no. 4 mangonels get shots off on the Manga Die, and Twitch says that's enough. He just calls it. Loses a huge chunk of the army he's been working to build up. Hera with the HRE beating Twitch with the Mongols on Hill and Dale. This has been Paragon RG. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll catch you next time.